Hi
And it says we're
guys.
live
It
officially.
is.
So, hello everybody, and it's been a while. So
It
welcome back
has.
to another investigative tarot. Jackie from Jackie's Crystal Moon is my cohort, and I go, she's not my guest, she's my cohort. So she's my bestie from Ireland.
Aw.
One of my besties from, but actually, you're the only bestie from Ireland because I don't know anybody else. So I can confidently say she's my bestie from Ireland. Um, so everybody, thank you for being here. And as I stated in the comments, let me get this going here. Just a reminder for people watching on playback who may want to put comments into chat after or during the show to please be respectful and be mindful that family or friends may watch, and we don't want to put in comments that might be horrific or triggering to the family. We want to make sure we stay respectful. And by law, we have to say that this reading is for entertainment purposes only. However, Jackie and I just want to say that, you know, um, reading on a person's death is never should be considered entertainment in our eyes, but it's something
Yeah.
that we legally have to do for YouTube. And our hearts and prayers do go out to Derricka's family and her friends. And Karen is here, and Ange is here, and we do want to welcome Tavia. Tavia, I hope it's okay for me to say this, but Tavia reached out to Jackie and asked if we could look into this case, and we said we would be very happy to. So thank you for reaching out. And oh, we've got some more people coming in.
Loads.
Isadora is here. And Hannah. Hello, Hannah. Guten Abend to you. Yeah, I'm happy for us to be back. I mean, I wish it could be better type of readings, but we feel
Yeah.
that these are important to help. And we have Sandy. Hello, sir. Welcome from UK. And all right, I think I got caught up with everybody. So what I'm going to do is start right off and give it over to Jackie and NS. Hello, NS. Welcome.
Yeah, so first of all, like, well, Heather has more or less said it all already anyway, but this is all alleged, not fact. This is just two gals pulling some cards and using our
Hmm.
intuition to kind of gain some sort of insight into what possibly could have happened. So this is not admissible in a court of law, as Heather says. So I'm just going to read out what I got in the email, just so you have an idea of this story, in case you haven't heard it already, right? Now it only dawned on me just before the live that in America you put the date backwards, because I was reading it as the 1st of December, but it's actually the 12th of January. So I was reading that the wrong way. Um, I'm coming to you on behalf of Derricka Patrick. She was shot to death on the 12th of January on the south side of Chicago. She was 3 months pregnant at the time. Her and her niece had just pulled up to her apartment to grab a cake to head to a birthday party. Her niece went upstairs to grab the cake, and that's when she heard the gunshots. She came outside to see her aunt slumped over the steering wheel dead. Surveillance video captured two people run up on the vehicle on each side and open fire on Derricka. I did hear in one of I only watched one short video, there was
Hmm.
something like 30 shots. It doesn't make sense how they took her life like that. Some speculate the baby's father, who was a street guy, had some beef with someone and it was a possible hit. Some say it was his ex-girlfriend who was jealous of Derricka. It just made 3 years since her death, and no one has yet been charged. If you have any information, could you possibly respond back, please? I just want her family to have some kind of peace. Thank you. So yeah, that is kind of brutal, as is any murder, obviously. But God love her, she was only 29 years old.
And
She had
pregnant.
her other child was 9, I believe. I heard in a video,
Hmm.
and now 3 months pregnant with a second baby. And mother of God, gorgeous looking girl again, and
Yeah.
just brutal.
And for
Yeah,
2 years now, it's 2025. So
three
two
years.
years, yeah, 3 years now, and they still don't have
Yeah,
anything. It doesn't make sense. And
yeah,
I mean, that to me, that was somebody was sending a message. This was just not
yeah.
something that was random.
No,
Um, and to do that to a woman who's pregnant with child, you know, um, It's just, and who's a mother. Yeah, I just can't wrap my hand around. I guess she was a popular hairstylist too in the area. And
Okay.
this took place in Inglewood, Chicago, and it took place on South Vincennes. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but I would say South Vincennes Avenue. And I've looked up a couple, just kept doing searches, and I just kept getting the same videos, stating the same facts. So there's like
Yeah.
absolutely, I know the case is ongoing, but at the same time, after 2 years, it just doesn't make sense. You would think, surveillance cameras, people who would know, somebody would give at least something. And again, Jackie mentioned, that they're thinking maybe, the child that she was carrying, the father might have had something to do with or connected with him. That's all speculation. So what we pull cards on is just speculation. It's not fact. Whatever we find is not admissible in a court of law here in the States. Um, like Jackie said in the beginning, we're just a couple of tarot readers, looking
Yeah.
into the case, to see what maybe we can find for friends or family or the community. And two, we do not take money. We do not ask for money to do these. If a private donation comes in at some point, we're thankful for it. We're grateful for it, but it's not required. To me,
Absolutely
reading
not.
on making, doing readings like this, to make money off of, to make a living off of, to me, it's just kind of icky. Just for me, from my point of view.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I'd agree with that too. Yeah.
so I have, and I am transparent. I first started doing these readings for people who are new, about 3 years ago with another reader, and family members would reach out to her, like, people have been reaching out to Jackie and I. And at one point, I did get a donation from a family member saying thank you. But again, we didn't ask for money. It was
Yeah.
just something that the family, was able to do, and we were blessed for it. So. Don't want to go on too much about that because we do have to keep this to an hour. And Karen says, I believe in this work and your service. Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks,
Karen.
Karen.
And yes, as Ange said, prayers and love to the Patrick family. I mean, her daughter, there's a daughter who's going to be growing up without a mom, and by shooting her, they also killed a 3-month-old baby.
Yeah.
So it's just, to me, that's evil, but then
Yeah.
again, you got to kind of figure out, again, how were these people raised? What was their life growing up like, that it perpetuates this continuous cycle of violence, generation, after
Yeah.
generation. So this goes a lot deeper. This is, one of those roots that just go way back. So Jackie has a sheet that she likes to pull questions off, you know, that we'll pull cards off of. So I'm just going to give it back over to you, Jackie.
Well, when I initially got this email requesting us to do this reading, I had pulled a few cards. Now that was a couple of weeks ago, so I hadn't even looked at them since. But I had taken a picture because I wanted to remember what I pulled and see if they kind of tied in any way. And so the way I did it was I pulled 5 cards, and then I just thought, oh, I need some clarifiers. So I looked at the underneath of the deck and pulled 5 cards just to lay along underneath. So like I had the 5 of Swords first, and then underneath I had the Lovers card. So the five of Swords is betrayal. There's actually, I mean, this is pretty close to the Rider-Waite-Smith anyway, but there's always one person holding the swords and other people walking away. But the people up here in the background walking away are kind of looking a bit down and out and destitute. He's walking off with probably his life's belongings in his big bag on his back. So this is some serious betrayal going on here. But we do have the Lovers underneath it. Now, I'm not saying that this is her lover, but the Lovers card could relate to someone very close to the person. It could be a deep loving connection that is involved with this 5 of Swords card in this situation. The next 2 cards I had was the 10 of Pentacles and the
Mm.
Death card. And the
Oh,
Death
wow.
card underneath it, yeah. So 10 of Pentacles. Now I did a short true crime course a few months back with Alicia Wicker, who's on YouTube as well. And she gave us cheat sheets, and one of the, so it's true crime cheat sheets for the cards, right? And the 10 of Pentacles says crimes affecting family inheritance or legacy, which I don't feel is right in this case, but it says I can't talk, lads. Generational criminal activity. So I thought that was interesting with this card.
And I
Coming
just
up with
said
the death card.
generation too.
Yeah. Do you know?
That just
So yeah, so maybe it's just that like whoever was involved comes from a line of troublemakers, let's just say, for want of a better word. Then I have the Chariot and the Page of Pentacles. So the Chariot could be her in the car, because chariot is a vehicle. So it can often come up when there's a car involved, and poor Derricka was sitting in her car when she was murdered, you know. But coming up with this Page of Pentacles, it says an eager or diligent young criminal learning the ropes. This would kind of suggest like that it's someone kind of, because it's a page, that's a young energy. That's not a hardened criminal. That's someone who's just kind of, now I know we already got the 10 of Pentacles saying generational, but like it could be just that this is obviously, look, she was 29 anyway, so it is someone younger,
Yeah.
you know. So it could be their first offense, and it could be just, I don't know, maybe they didn't even think it was going to be as tragic as it was, you know. But yeah. And then we have the Six of Cups, which also, because there's children in the Six of Cups, it often kind of, it's about nostalgia, and the children obviously can be involved. She was basically almost a child herself anyway, but she was pregnant obviously with a child, you know. But we have the Three of Cups too, you see. They were going to a birthday party, so they were going to a celebration, they were going to a get together, like in the Six of Cups, you know, to celebrate life and to celebrate, you know, friends and family. So I thought it was interesting that these two came up together. And my last two, I have the Four of Swords, which can, I mean, I wouldn't always read the death card as actual physical death, but I have heard multiple people over the years suggesting that the Four of Swords can be seen as a death card, because he is lying on what they kind of equate to a sarcophagus, you know. So, and then we have the Eight of Swords, and because she's blindfolded, it would kind of suggest to me that she didn't see this coming at all, you know, that she had no clue that anyone was out to get her for whatever reason. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was just my initial card pull. If her niece didn't go inside to get the cake,
She
would have
shot
got
too.
shot too. Yeah. Yeah.
That's sad. So when
Now, of course,
sorry.
just a quick thought there too. Like, I mean,
Sure.
if obviously if they hadn't had to go in to get the cake at all, then who knows, do you know? But
Yeah.
I suppose, you know, yeah. But that's
So
interesting.
when Jackie was sharing hers, I had been shuffling beforehand before we even came on, and I did a couple more. So the first thing I was telling Jackie that flew out was the Two of Wands.
Mm.
And of course, communication. They're here to communicate. This is the Two of Wands. This is about you know, exploration, looking for answers, planning. And so here we are reaching out. We got the lines of communication opened up. The next card I looked after I was done shuffling, I got the Eight of Cups. So this was her moving on. Now I don't know if she was still in a relationship with her child's unborn child's father, or one of her children. And I'm not saying that this is the case, but it just feels like in this situation she was walking away emotionally, you know, with the cups. Also being intuitive as well, it was time, she knew it was time to emotionally walk away from something. And I got the Three of Wands after that. So the Three of Wands, you know, is her going ahead and saying, okay, plans are made, I am moving forward. I have a goal in mind. And with her going down the stairs, it's, you know, basically her, you know, going down to well, in the story, try not to get the storyline too much in with, you know, the reading here, but, you know, heading downstairs, making the decision to move forward, to go see what is possibly, downstairs, but also in life, to see possibly what is going on, what more can there be. She was expanding, she was growing, she was moving forward. I did
Mm.
get the Seven of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles is about, sometimes being success unfulfilled. It was just like she had all these, to me, it feels like all these different things that were laid out to her, but not quite sure, or kind of impatient of, which one is going to come to fruition. And I'm looking at the card because from, from the deck, the roses made her bleed, and you see her, putting her finger in her mouth that's got the bond. So something in the Seven of Pentacles hurt her badly. It made her bleed. So for me, it feels like this was her moving forward, moving on in life, looking forward to something new because of something that had that she thought was developing and growing. Maybe this relationship with somebody that she had, and it ended up coming back to hurt her. The underlying energy is the Page of Pentacles, and was interested. She was pregnant, and her hands are right over her stomach with this flower growing
Mm.
within her hand. So she had life growing in her. She was growing a new life. She was growing in her own personal life, but also her child as well. Um, and she was well loved and liked. All the animals were coming to see her. The Page of Pentacles. The pages are somebody who's young, and with that, they're very studious. She was a well-known hairdresser, so she may have been considering going back to school, maybe honing her craft, but um, she was very grounded, down to earth, very loving, very nurturing. And when I decided to pull from my Heaven and Earth deck, I got some same cards. What came out was the Seven of Pentacles was the first one. So there again, there's the Seven of Pentacles, success unfulfilled. So there was something in her life that was just not fulfilling to her. She needed to move on. She needed to walk away. But with this card, with these set of cards though, too, I was looking more into the energy of, kind of like why, I just asked for her name and the energy. So this could be too. Maybe this individual also felt like there was success that was unfulfilled. They were not happy. Now the next card, this is why we, I think I could speak for Jackie. We felt like this was, well, it was personal. I mean, who puts 30 bullets into, or tries to
Yeah.
shoot him? I got the justice card. So for me, someone was trying to possibly seek justice. I mean, we also want justice for her as well. But at the same time, it just kind of felt like, again, this was something, justice, fairness, balance. And again, I got the Two of Wands. And in this deck, it's called Dominion. So this was either him and or her reflecting, or they, I should say, because, well, we know it was two men, but what was really behind it,
Mm.
we haven't really pulled cards yet. But for me, the Dominion, control, either they were controlling and she wanted to kind of like take control of her own life back. The next card I did get was the Magician. So for me too, manipulation, trying to create, and when I say manipulation, this could be the manipulation of somebody in her life, that this is what she was walking away
Mm.
from. But this is also could be a card showing that she was in the process of setting intentions of recreating herself. All of her tools were at her hand. She wanted to be in control of her own future, of her children's, of her life. I mean, you know a stylist. I don't know if she had her own business or was working for somebody else, but she was on her way of becoming very independent. And then I got also, as the underlying energy, the Seven of Swords, wanting to move forward, wanting to go to something better, leaving that past behind. Um, the Swords, new communication, new thoughts, new ideas, moving forward. So I pulled, because I keep my court cards separate, and I wanted to kind of get an idea of people involved, or surrounding in the case. And this is just initial. I did get the Princess of
Mm.
Swords. And so for me, again, she was young. This could have been her very much articulating, well, this is communication, these are new ideas, this is wisdom, looking at everything from a new perspective, wanting to share her thoughts, wanting to start something new in her life, communicating what she wanted, in life, and what she envisioned her future to be for her and her kids. And then the underlying energy I did get is the Knight of Pentacles. And so for me, this is somebody who is very slow moving. This could be her, but for me, it felt like, 'cause I asked those involved, it just feels like somebody was waiting for the right time to be able to. I mean, they had to have been following her. They had to
Yeah.
have known that this is so. This is somebody
Yeah.
who watches, takes their time. They're kind of laid back. They watch, they study. This is the Knight that moves very slowly, very stealthfully. So I'm feeling like this represents the individual or individuals who were following her at the time of what happened. So really here quick, Amanda joined us. A stalled investigation, Son of Pentacles, that needs a fresh perspective or additional resources. Yeah. So Ange, I'm going to hold off on card interpretations and things just until Jackie and I are done, so that for us we can kind of stay focused on our and present what we think, and then we'll go back into chat, and then we'll share everybody's insight into the cards. I hope that's okay with you. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to start all your comments. And I see just really quick, the detectives on scene stated that there were 2 men. Yep, that's the only information
Yeah.
that we have. So okay, so let me put my cards back. And what do you want me to pull cards on? Oh, really quick too, Jackie. From
Yes.
my caution for my true crime deck that I got on Etsy. Hey Rain, a couple cards came out, and one of them says contamination of DNA evidence may be influencing the case. So that flew out. So I set that aside. So that's a possibility. But then when I focus directly on Derricka herself, this is the card that I got. Jealousy.
Jealousy and affair, love
An
related
affair,
crime.
love relate. Yep. And what's interesting too is, I don't know, but these could also be initials.
Oh,
That jumped out at me
C
when I was
and
looking.
J.
C and J. I don't know, but I'm just putting it out there that may or
Yeah.
may not be someone, you know. So,
Huh.
all righty.
Hey,
And
Moon
hello,
Fox.
Dina and Shelby and Dina are here. All righty. So, okay, girl, what you got?
So will I do you know the murder case questions that I have? Will I just kind of start throwing them out, and we'll pull well, I
Yeah.
usually pull one card kind of per question. The first one anyway is, how close is the suspect to the victim?
Oh my God, are you kidding me? The
What?
minute you started saying that and I started to shuffle, this flew right out.
Jesus, look at that look. Yeah. Holy
2 of
crap.
Cups. It's not the Lover's card, but love
Yeah.
relationship.
But again, a close personal relationship, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to kind of be pointed at any one particular person, but yeah.
So the question was, who was involved?
How close is the suspect to
Oh,
the victim?
how
Is the way
close?
she puts the
Okay.
question. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna pull a couple additional cards. Are you?
Oh, look at that! Look, her baby father's name starts with J.
The one that she was carrying, Tavia, or the one that's
Oh,
9-year-old?
yeah. Can I ask a quick question of you too? And not that it would probably make a difference, but is her other child belong to the same guy? And do we know his initial if it's a different guy? Is what I was thinking. Yeah, the one she was pregnant by was J. Okay, we'll leave that there. Thank you.
Okay, this is getting weird.
How close is the suspect to the victim? Oh God. Sorry. Oh lads. Okay.
Yeah, you want to go first?
Yeah, King of Cups. Oh, he's in prison. Okay. She said he's in prison. I have the King of Cups. I don't think I really need to say anything unless anyone doesn't know anything about tarot. Cups is the element of water, which is to do with love and relationships and intuition and stuff. So yeah, I don't need to go any further with that, I don't think. I just stick to, I'm not pulling any more cards. I'm just going to leave it there.
That's interesting. Okay, so so that I have the love card, the 2 of Cups that jumped out.
Yeah.
Next card up, there was that 7 of Pentacles again. So this individual, what was the question again? So I can just repeat it as I'm reading it.
Yeah, how close is the suspect to the victim?
To the correct victim. Okay. So for me, here we go. Success on his card, success unfulfilled. Not happy about the lack of I won't say lack of security, but for me, I'm looking at this, I'm feeling money. There's some sort of issue with something wasn't growing, something. I'm going to hold off on that. Because what goes with this is what's really interesting. I got the Sun card as the overall energy. And so of course the Sun is about success, it's a positive card. But when I asked for a clarifier, I got the Moon. And so the Moon, first of all, Sun and Moon again to me can represent a relationship, as well. And also, I don't know if she knew the sex of her baby already, because I know she said she was hoping for a son because she already had a daughter. Now, the Sun can possibly represent a male child, and the Moon could also represent the daughter child. I'm just kind of putting that out there. That's one of the other things that grasped my attention, because one's a male face and one's the female. But also, this could be 2 people, a male and a female, involved as well. I asked for another card because I kept getting, the major arcana cards, and then I got the 8 of Pentacles. So somebody working nose to the grind, working very hard. And then when I looked at the underlying energy for that, I got the Tower. So I don't know. And then I wanted to pull from my my court cards to see what kind of energy around the individual in this. And I got 2 female court cards. They're both and they're both from the Wands. So I don't know if I was just looking at this here at home alone, I'd be looking at going, okay, maybe somebody was working really hard. This could possibly be the guy. Maybe he was trying to work hard, trying to pay for, knew that they had another child on the way. They might have been in another relationship. And this woman might have been very jealous. We did get that jealousy card also as well, from the other deck. And so perhaps, I don't know if she was going to ask for, she was going to have to require money, possibly from the father of her child. I'm not sure, but this shows somebody here working hard, working on their skill, and then all of a sudden, boom, getting hit with a tower moment. Things kind of falling apart, things come crashing down, like that was it. And then of course the fire with the female cards. Of course, the females don't have to be, a female. It could be a male. But if there was already somebody else involved with the gentleman, this could maybe represent how they might have felt. So I hope I didn't confuse everybody just then. I hope I didn't confuse you, Jackie. But just kind of like you said, call them out as you see it as we go along. So
yeah. Exactly.
And hello, Selena. I saw you pop in too. Trying to keep my cards separated here. Gotta keep them separated.
So she said that the baby's father was Jay, and also the father of her daughter was Jay. So the 2 of them.
Okay, so the same person then.
No,
Or different?
different by the sounds of it.
Oh, okay.
That's the
Her
way I read it
daughter's
anyway.
name starts with J as well. Okay. Yes, the one she was pregnant by. No, her daughter's name is okay. So they both. Wow,
Yeah.
that's interesting. So what are we pulling on next, my dear? What would you like to ask
So
me?
yeah, two different guys. Yeah. So the next one is, what does the suspect do for a living?
It's interesting. I just had that Eight of Pentacles with the guy working at the.
Yeah.
What does the suspect do for a living?
Hmm.
Mm.
I don't know what to make of this.
I don't either.
I'm wondering, should I shuffle again? I mean, like, I have the strength card. Like, he was hardly a lion tamer. Like, do you know what I mean? Not trying to be funny or anything, but I'm gonna shuffle again and see. I'm gonna concentrate.
See, I have to pull a couple.
What does the suspect do for a living? Come on now, cards, focus.
mm. Yeah, one of them.
What does the suspect do for a living?
Well, I'm just going to kind of say what I'm seeing initially.
Go on.
So the top card is defeat. I got the Five of Swords. So for me, that is someone is a bully. For me, I'm feeling very defensive. Somebody who almost kind of like, I don't know. Oh my goodness, because I don't want to make assumptions. But it just feels like this is an individual who necessarily really didn't. Oh, how do I say this with being? Let's just say his job may have involved bully, having to be in control of things, push people around, communication. Um, it may have been something that, well, okay, so I'm going to look at the next card. The underlying energy was abundance. I got the Three of Cups. And so for me, as I was seeing, well, whatever it was, does it provided where, there was abundance, there was a lot of drinking, there was a lot of celebration. As for another card, and I got material success. This is kind of like the charity card, the Six of Pentacles. So I was kind of feeling like at some point maybe he's a freeloader, or whoever is involved is a freeloader. They, and to me, with the swords and bullying people around, could very well, let's just say he works on the street. His business may be the street, where it takes communication, takes a strong arm. I got the balancing, Two of Pentacles, trying to juggle and balance, and then I also, again, I got the Lovers card. So this type of relationships with others seems to be around, you know, working on the street work. I'm not saying sex workers. It's possible, but just something that sharp tongue, kind of like brutal, winning at all costs. So I'm just going to stop there and see what you have. Gains are heavy in Chicago. Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah. Well, I had, do you know, the pre-read that I did, the cards I showed at the start, my very first card was the Five of Swords, so I had that as well. But remember, I had the Page of Pentacles too, and I kind of just felt like it was someone who was kind of learning, someone new to the business, so to speak. And I have the Page of Pentacles again, but I also have the Knight of Swords, and this Knight of Swords is on his horse, and he's just running from other people, So it would make sense what the girls are saying there as well.
Karen says her lights are flickering weird.
Ooh.
And that says, I know nothing about cards, but I love what you're doing. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So, But yeah, Tavia said the gains are heavy in Chicago. So
Yeah.
again, I'm not making accusations. I'm just kind of looking at, I don't know if this was, you know, they say the baby daddy, or if this might have been
Wow.
somebody that he was connected with, or we're trying not to focus too much or single people out, but we're just looking at the
Yeah.
possibilities and sharing
Huh.
what they could possibly be in terms of people in her life.
Will I throw out the next question?
Yeah, Tavia says a game member who
Yeah.
had to earn rank in the game, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does the suspect gain from the killing? Yeah, I can imagine what that could lead to.
Okay, so what does the suspect gain from this murder?
Oh, my whole deck has fallen out.
But that's weird. That lover's card came up again.
Good God.
Oh. Let me see something here.
Hey, Sylvia.
Hi, Sylvia.
Ooh.
And Karen, if you do, we'll ask people to share their cards when Jackie and I have gone through our questions, and then we can see what other people have gotten. Just to let you. Oh, geez. Oh my. What did you get?
There's a lot of OGs and oh my going on. Yeah, you see, I have. Okay, so I have the Three of Swords, heartbreak or betrayal leading to crime, crimes of passion or revenge. Okay, which, yeah, I can see that. But the underneath card is the Hierophant because it's what does the suspect gain from the killing? So that would tie in what Tavia said about, or sorry, here, about kind of working your way up to a kind of a leader position, you know. Yeah, he was
Okay,
kind
this
of
is
proving his worth, so to speak, you know, to
Mhm.
get on top, to be the leader of the
Okay, Sylvia, we're going to heat on
the
sharing
gang.
our thoughts and our impressions until after we are done, honey. So Jackie and I can stay focused. Tavia will share a few things that we'll share and highlight because she's the one that actually brought the case to us. But we thank everybody again for being here. So this is interesting. So I pulled another card for my crime scene, and it says here additional evidence is at the crime scene. So I don't know if there is somebody. Now, when it says evidence, it doesn't necessarily have to mean casings or fingerprints, or I mean, after 3 years, probably a lot of that is probably gone. But this could possibly refer to somebody who is still living in or around the area that might have saw something and is afraid to come forward, or there could be some sort of surveillance or camera, something that they maybe didn't think of checking that might be still on film or something somewhere. But there is additional evidence still somewhere at where this happened. So my first card I got was the High Priestess, and I'm thinking, what does the High Priestess have to do with? But then the High Priestess has to do with knowledge and wisdom. She very well may have. So with the motive, she may have had wisdom or knowledge of something that she might have possibly was trying to come forward with,
Oh yeah,
or
yeah.
or some knowledge that maybe she wasn't, but she was maybe in the knowledge of or in the know of something. When I asked, for another card,
Yeah.
I got the Hangman. So I kind of felt like that needed to be kind of like a challenge or a cross to her. And the Hangman is, of course, about sacrifice, looking at things from a different perspective. Um, but I feel more like in this, um, when I say sacrifice, it's just like, well, a sacrifice has to be made to keep whatever this knowledge that she had or somebody had that's connected to her. I'm feeling like there was something that she may have had knowledge of, or, you know, and again, that's where, you know, the Lover's card came out next. And the next two cards, both tens: oppression, the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Swords, ruin. So I feel the motive was she might have been in possession of knowledge or something that that they didn't want to get out, and had to do with either the guy that she was with, and I know he was in prison, but that doesn't mean people can't pull strings on the outside. Or this has to do maybe with another relationship, because she was a hairstylist. Maybe she had a business partner or something. But whatever this knowledge, or it was causing oppression and ruin on somebody. And so that was possibly the motive, was this knowledge that had gotten out. It would cost a lot of damage. I mean, 10 swords in a back, you know. So yeah, it would have been the ruin of somebody, or somebody's relationship or business, or I don't know, possibly prison, who knows. That's what I have for that question.
Interesting. Our next one is, what was the victim doing the day before the murder? Now, because of the fact that they were going to a party when it happened, I have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is a card of stability.
Wow.
Everything is looking great. You know, we're all good. We're all lovey-dovey and happy families, and feeling good. But it did come up with the Nine of Wands. So maybe on some level she did feel. Now, I know I had the Eight of Swords before that suggested she didn't see anything coming, but maybe on some level she felt the need to kind of watch her back with this Nine of Wands, you know, because it's often a card of the person standing with the wands forming a kind of a barrier behind them, you know. So maybe she was a bit suspicious of something the day before. You know, so I'm going to leave it there for that question.
I'm just looking for a clarifier, because I can gain a lot of major arcana for her.
Wow.
In this readings, all these major, and then, okay. Interesting. Okay, the day before. So I did get the Fool, was the initial card that I got. And, you know, the Fool is about carefree, naive, kind of like looking ahead, and maybe not necessarily, in this case, paying attention. There might have been a warning that maybe she didn't heed, or she felt like, nah, they wouldn't, he wouldn't, they would, she would, that kind of.
Yeah.
And so I pulled a clarifier on that. I got the Five of Cups. So there was some sort of sadness, depression, emotional turmoil, and was connected to the Emperor. So for me, again, there's connection to a male energy here. And the other two cards, the overall energy, she thought there was like a victory, for like things were good. She was successful. People were looking up to her. But as we know, that there's always in that traditional card, like Rain pointed out, there's one person that wasn't happy with the success, or wasn't happy, you know, in that crowd. And the top card, the Ten of Swords, again.
Wow. Holy shit.
So let's see, what did she, with Tatavia? Ironically, the person whose party she was headed to, her nephew. I think it was her nephew's party.
Her niece, wasn't it?
Well, her niece went upstairs to get the birthday.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Jesus. Yeah.
And he felt so bad in a hate crime. Wow. Yeah, but there's that male card. There was something to do where she felt like she had risen above it, that, you know, stuff was going on, but
Yeah.
she didn't think anything of it. But there
Cousin.
was, this could have been what was being planned the day before, because we know that they, at least they waited. I don't know if they, I think they intentionally waited for the niece to go up, because I don't, because if they had pulled up, they could have come up right then and there with the niece in there. I think
Yeah.
maybe that she was the one that was singled out, and the niece was not to be, involved or touched. No, it was her cousin or friend. Oh, that's right, Tavia. Thank you. It was her cousin. I must have written. Oh no, I did have it written here. She stopped to pick up a birthday cake on the way to a cousin's birthday party. Okay, and her 15-year-old niece went up there and got it. Okay. They were really close. I think so too. Okay. So what you got next? We are at 2:45.
What was the victim doing the hour before the murder? Hmm. I just have the hermit. I mean, the hermit is just obviously someone alone. So this would just suggest, I mean, obviously only an hour before she would have been waiting for the niece to come to go to the party. So this an hour before she was just home alone getting ready for the party, you know. I wouldn't kind of
Hmm.
get anything else from that for yeah, and I have the Empress underneath actually. So yeah, kind of at home dolling herself up, you know, because the Empress is about self-care. So she was like taking the time and getting herself prettied up for the party, you know, because they were going to a big celebration, obviously. So yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, Ace of Wands is the overall underlying energy. And so stepping forward with courage and confidence, um, passion. I was writing a few words on here. Ambitious. So, but then the top card was the moon. So I don't know if she was
Mm.
starting to hear about things, because the moon too is about things that are hidden in the shadows, things coming to light that were hidden. So I don't know if she, the hour before, if she was starting to get news of something, or th- I'm just feeling like this was something, again, she was aware but wasn't aware, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
But there was something more. I mean, of course, she didn't know what was going to happen to her. Um, when I asked for a card, I got the justice card over that. So it just feels like, I don't know, it's something, she was doing something that had to do with the law, um, or if this was somebody wanting justice, if she was seeking justice for something, or somebody. For me, that feels like somebody seeking justice that she wasn't aware of, um, wanting to control dominion over the situation. But otherwise, she was excited. There was potential. There was, a party, creativity, inspiration, ideas of moving forward. But yeah, that's interesting that the cards that you and I are getting, it's like two different um, perspectives. Like mine seems to be more almost subconscious, and yours are more outward physical, if
Yeah,
that makes sense to you.
yeah, yeah.
The physical outward, whereas I'm kind of getting like, you know, but okay. What'd you get? Or did you
Mm.
share already?
No, yeah, I shared them
Okay,
already.
I'm sorry. When I get in, I lose sometimes track. So sorry, girl.
Sorry, girl. No, the next question is what were the events leading up to the murder? And I have the Eight of Cups, and you already had the Eight of Cups. So yeah, it would kind of give a sense of her trying to move on. Hey, Viviani, her wanting to move on, wanting to get away from the situation. Um, and the Page of Cups, yeah. Like because it's a page, someone young, someone inexperienced, it could be just someone who kind of what's the word? Kind of impulsive, do you know? not kind of having thought stuff through, you know. Whether that's her now that she didn't think through properly the getting away from someone, or whether it was the perpetrator who didn't think it through. I think she was at work prior to the shooting.
Okay. This is interesting. I
Okay.
got the judgment card. I keep getting all these major arcanas for her.
Yeah.
I got the judgment card, and the judgment can be about spiritual awakening, but I feel like this may have been someone made a judgment. There was judgment involved on her, or her on somebody. I mean, there was a lot of that going around. And the spiritual awakening could also be awakening, like coming to a realization. Things were coming in where, yeah, because sometimes, let's admit, we don't want to see, we don't want to, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for me, it almost feels like a judgment had been made. I did also get the Four of Cups. So again, to me, this may feel like something was being presented to her psychically, intuitively, emotionally, but she really didn't want to look at it. She didn't want to acknowledge it. And then the overall energy, I got the Three of Swords and the Empress, the mother and the heartbreak. So it feels like there was something already going on that was causing her heartbreak. And it surrounded, I think, her being pregnant, to be honest.
Yeah.
But again, this is just me looking at the cards, and me just kind of like, yeah, there's the Empress, because it doesn't always mean pregnant with child, could be with creativity, ideas and stuff. But in this situation, a judgment had been made against the mom. To me, her, yeah, and she didn't want to see it. There was heartbreak involved. So yeah, this was definitely personal. And Tavia says, I think she was at work prior to okay, all right, we already did share that. Hi, Viviani. We are at 2:52. Did you have one more question, and then we open up to chat? What would you like to do, my dear?
What'll we do? So see, yeah, there was like, how was the murder carried out? We know that. Why was the crime committed at the time? Does the suspect have an alibi? Does the suspect have a criminal record? I kind of don't think so.
Really? Okay.
Well, like I just think it's someone who was kind of trying to make his way up the ranks and prove his worth with some guys,
So you're
where's
saying
the
that? Look what I
suspect now?
pulled.
Ooh.
Someone in hiding, someone in the shadows.
Yeah.
You had that inkling, and it was the devil. Has to do with
Devil.
addictions. This could be alcohol, drugs.
Yeah.
Possibly, maybe prostitution, trafficking. And I'm trying to balance it. That was at the bottom. Wow. Yeah,
I'm just trying to think which one will we finish up on. Did the suspect tell anyone about what they did?
I'm sure somebody knows. Do we want to ask if somebody's going to come forward with information on her?
Yeah.
Because that someone's going to have bragged, or so people are going to know. I mean, there was that person with him. I should say him. I don't know where that came from, but there was two. Well, yeah, him. There were two men.
Well, they said it was two hooded men. Yeah.
Men, yeah.
On the surveillance, yeah.
Well,
So what? Sorry, again. Say the question again.
I was just going to ask if somebody was going to come forward.
Oh yeah.
And it's hard to do predictive, Tavia, and especially with time. But this is just, I'm just kind of thinking of it maybe within that maybe within the next 6 months, maybe a year, if somebody's going to come forward. I think so. I got the Hierophant, which has
Oh,
to do with institutions and government and things. Spiritual, someone may be spiritually feeling like they have to, and the underlying energy is the Six of Wands again: success, accomplishment, victory. So, and the Strength card too.
just want to
Family
check
to have
one thing.
strength.
Wait, now I just want to check one bit of information in relation to a card. Let's see.
And hello, I am a real ginger. Welcome, welcome.
What am I looking for? Knight of Cups. Oh, hold on, no, that's not it. Anyone know what star sign Knight of Cups is off the top of their head?
The Nine of Cups.
Knight of Cups.
Oh,
Sorry.
Knight of Cups. I would think that's like a Pisces, I think, isn't it?
I'm trying to find the bloody. I have something saved like with it, but I can't see it in front of me. I have so much information saved in this phone. Oh, here. Okay. I'm just curious. Knight of Cups is Pisces, February, March. Ooh. Okay. Because for that question, will someone come forward? So I have the Knight of Cups and I have the Four of Pentacles. So the Knight of Cups, I would see as someone coming forward with an offering of some sort. But because it's Knight of Cups, I just wanted to see what that was. And it's Pisces, which is February 19th to March 20th. So that would suggest soon if you were to equate it to a star sign. But coming up with this Four of Pentacles, then like this is someone sitting on the information. They're literally sitting, on the coins. So yeah. I mean that
Yeah.
could suggest that someone will come forward in the not too distant future, I mean,
I
I
got
would normally
Queen of Cups. Oh, I'm sorry.
Queen. Oh, okay, Queen of Cups, and the Queen of
But still
Cups
a cups.
is Cancer, June, July. So that would be looking at the next 6 months, like,
Maybe within the 6 months.
Yeah.
But at the same time, but I also got the Three of Wands too. So it looks like information may be coming in. Things are expanding. Maybe the
Yeah.
investigation will start to expand. Someone might give some information, drop a tip. And the tip line is in the description and on the thumbnail also.
Yeah. I'm just going to pull a quick one. Did the suspect tell anyone about what they did? That one's kind of standing out to me. Oh, that's okay, Karen. Yeah. Yeah. I would kind of read cups like as months, but then if I had to pick oh my God, a season is the word, I would look at it as summer too. Yeah. Did the suspect tell anyone about what they did? I'm just going to see what I come up with.
I think so. I got the Eight of Wands. Word spread really quick.
Yeah.
Either he bragged or it got around exactly who did it, and the overlying energy is the Six of Cups. And here it's pleasure.
Huh.
They were basically happy to do it, but it's also nostalgia. So for me, it's yeah, it might have been done for, because it's usually like this nostalgia is almost kind of like a family card too, in a way, because you're remembering childhood memories and things and
Yeah.
stuff. So but yes, to me, someone got, took pleasure in doing this.
I have
Retaliation. Yeah, that's
yeah.
usually how it is, especially if gains are involved. Tavia, I live in Niagara Falls, and we have such a gain issue here. The falls is not really a safe place to come. And just driving down to the NAC today, almost every other building had gain tags and stuff all over it. So it's just it's scary. People are afraid to come forward. They really are. It's unfortunate.
I have. Did the suspect tell anyone about what they did? And I just have two aces from the top and bottom of the deck. So I mean,
yep.
they're both hands offering something. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they would suggest that There's one more I want to pull on. Where is the
Okay.
suspect now?
Ooh.
I think is a very interesting question.
Yes. Now that we know that a
So,
possible suspect is in
well, we know where
prison.
someone is. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know. So
So where? Well, there are two men, so there's two people. So where are the suspects now?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
there were two of them that did it.
Where are the suspects now? Okay.
Now that's weird how you got back into the deck.
Yeah. Where are the suspects now? Nope.
Ho 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 ho.
Huh.
So this is interesting. So I got the 8 of Cups walking away. So I'm feeling one of them has moved on. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if it has to do with spirit or if it's, they just left the area. But I did get strife. And I got the 9 of Swords. So somebody is terrified or unable to sleep because of maybe being afraid of being caught for this. But the underlying one, Jackie, I got the Knight of Pentacles. And
Again.
I'm feeling like that's somebody, to me, it feels like a person behind bars because it's slow moving. They're laid back, they're held. To me, it just feels like someone that sits back and watches and see how things play out. So for me, it feels, I know the person was in prison, so that they're possibly thinking about was in prison, but it just feels like someone is sitting back and watching. But there could be very well a strife between the people who committed the murder too, and it's causing that fear. What do you got? That might make this clear to me.
I have I'm going to show you one at a time actually. So I was pulling this fell out as you were showing your cards. So because like someone on the run as well, someone kind of who took, but look at the card they're running towards. Justice. And Knight of Wands in particular, to me, is the fastest moving knight. So you'd like to think that this is going to be resolved soon with the fastest moving knight running towards the Justice card,
I put a clarifier on the Knight of Pentacles that I got for the overall energy, and I got perfect success. I got like the happy family card.
Oh.
Somebody, I think, in the family, they may be taking their time waiting to come forward too, until maybe, like Tavia said, they felt it was safe. But that strife, somebody is afraid of being found out, and they're like, no, I'm out of here. So something, yeah. Tavia, you'll have to keep us I can't think of the word. My brain's fried now. Keep us up to date because there's like nothing. Was there another question, or do we just want to
And the last one is kind of interesting. Did the suspect do anything with evidence?
Okay.
Did the suspect do anything with evidence? No, not feeling them. Do you hear music, or am I imagining things?
Oh, can you hear guitar?
Oh, that's all right. Okay. I'm not hearing things. That's okay.
No, that's my Shan.
Okay, that's great. So long as I'm not losing my mind.
It is, if it's really loud, let me know, because I don't want YouTube to think,
No, I'm only hearing the odd little strum. That's grand.
Oh, okay. So this is interesting. Okay. So yes, somebody's sitting on evidence. I feel in this case that this fool would be considered more of a reversal, the negative aspect, because somebody wants to be naive. They don't want to look at it being somebody that they know, or knowing that, because I got the 9 of Swords. Someone is blinding themselves. They are self-imprisoning themselves. However, I did get the Star card. And what jumped out at me was, whoever this is may be the Star Witness. Popped into my head when I saw this. I heard Star Witness.
Okay.
So there is the weapon. It's one of those where, the Emperor, he's got it. This Emperor has it, and somebody knows it, and they're like, no, it couldn't have been him, or I'm not, kind of naive. Oh, my baby boy wouldn't do that, or my baby girl wouldn't do that, or da da da, or wanting to, not. But yeah, someone's in a self-imposed prison right now with that, and at some point, they're going to have to come forward and provide star evidence, star witness, or something. Yeah.
Anything with evidence? I'm trying to make. I have the Star as well, but I'm trying to make sense of. This is a slightly different to normal. 8 of Wands.
You got the Star too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But did the suspect do anything with evidence coming up with the? Oh, I suppose. The 8 of Wands. It's like information, so it could be like something posted. Do you know, like something could have been put in an envelope and posted somewhere else, do you know, as an evidence sent somewhere else. Do you get me?
Yeah. Would that be a Swords though? Because that's communication and
well, no,
knowledge.
see, the 8 of Wands is often thought of information coming in fast,
Yeah,
like
fast. True. Yes.
do you know what I mean? Like I know what you're saying.
Moving. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is like it can be. People often say, "Oh, that's information coming at you fast,"
The
like
internet.
so. But I would see it as actual physically being posted somewhere, like maybe they put some evidence of something into an envelope or a box or whatever and posted somewhere else, so that it would be
would have been a wand.
out of, wow.
Yeah.
You know, so that it'd be out of the way, like but yeah, like maybe with this big bright star, then that it's the light will be shed on that, you know.
Interesting, because I pulled Ace of Wands, and the next card after that was the 7 of Swords. Someone trying to get away with some. No.
Yeah. Be interesting to see now.
Something was left behind. Something was left behind.
Oh yeah.
They think they got everything.
Yeah.
But there's something left behind.
Because they're moving away too quickly with that 7 of Swords, yeah, so they could easily have missed something.
And that might go wide with the card that I pulled, said there might still be evidence at the crime scene. Something that they didn't think of.
Yeah.
And that could also be maybe in the car. Tavia, I don't know if.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I think her car probably would have been totaled. They, it's probably, unless the police held on to it, maybe for further evidence and didn't have it pounded, crushed and destroyed. That might still be in evidence, where maybe they can still maybe pick something up out of it.
Yeah, let us know if you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the contamination there might be because of, the blood stuff that was at the scene. It may take a while for them to figure out getting samples or DNA to be able to run it compared to, the blood samples that are, that were left behind, either on clothes or, at the scene, by the individuals, and they can run it through and say, well, hey, this here, connects to, this family member or this individual, if they're, they're in the system, or if it's family. Wouldn't it be awful that was, I had something happen about a year or two where a gun was pulled at my great grandnephew's birthday party. There could have been shots
Jesus
fired, and so
Christ.
it's just like you never know what family is going to do. Just
Yeah.
because your family
Yeah.
doesn't mean you know.
Yeah. I know. Well, I will ask her family. I know it's hard for them to
Oh,
answer
no
questions like that.
pressure,
Absolutely.
sweetheart.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
Ah,
is
yeah.
just it's kind of like speculating whether or not
Yeah.
if there might be still evidence if they're holding on that car. There could be something there.
Hey, Kim.
Hey Kim, thanks for
Um,
calling.
what about just to a message from Derricka herself? Just pull a few
Yeah.
cards and see what she wants us to.
Let's see. Let's grab from a different deck for that.
You know? Yeah, actually, yeah, it's a good idea. I'm going to use my I'm going to go with my shitty tarot. I think for that. It's still funny when you say it. It's
Yeah.
based on Schitt's Creek, in case anyone is new and wondering what the hell I'm talking about. It's not an actual shitty tarot. It's a really good tarot.
I'm trying to figure out which deck here. Well, I can't use this deck because it might trigger Jackie because it's a pit deck.
Oh, no, Pips. No. Pips
She
should be
wants.
illegal.
Oh, but
So,
it's great because there's animals. It's so cool. Okay. Here, let's use my Lenormand.
so Derricka Patrick. Well, okay, I'm going to keep that one. Ooh. I like.
This is really interesting.
Yep.
Well, this is interesting. Did you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I don't mind. You work away if you want.
Okay, so I pull from my Gilded Reverie Lenormand, and Lenormand's you can just kind of keep pulling. It tells a bit of a story. So the first card that I got was the Wishing Well, and so the Wishing Well, wishes fulfilled. This has multiple meanings. A well dry, wishes fulfilled. But when I ask for a clarifier, it's more like wishes coming to fruition. I got the public card, so things are going to be made public. Things are going to the this here is also about resources, looking deeper into some issues for this card as well. So the public. So there is going to be something with the public coming forward. They're going to be looking at, and I got the messenger card. So messages coming through, and the messages coming through. I found this very interesting. I got one of the mail cards, and this is supposed to be more of the romantic kind of mail. So I am not sure, but maybe this might have been somebody, romantically involved in. I did get the anchor, which is all about stability, security, things paying off. This is like an insurance card, getting grounded, anchoring, getting settled in. She's got lots to say. There were choices that were made. There is a mask. Somebody's got two faces. That mask will come off. Compass, which is direction, and
Wow.
fish, which is money. Follow the money. And then the book. A book could be of knowledge, secrets, information. So maybe I should have just used this right off the bat. Follow the money. Something to do with following the money. But the focus seems to be on this jet right here. So someone who may present themselves as a sweet romantic partner or may have been in the past. But I do like that the first one is looking deeper, wishes resolve, and that light coming up. The sun is rising, Tavia. Um, there will be answers at some point. And the beautiful garden card too, but that represents the public. So things are going to be brought to public knowledge. And but again, for me, I was reading as, someone had a choice to make. Two-faced, masks off, follow the money. That's what I have. And what'd you get?
I have the High Priestess, which is often about hidden knowledge.
There we go. There's the book.
Yeah, but exactly following it, I have the Ace of Swords. So this knowledge will come to the public, the truth will out with this Ace of Swords, which will in turn finish out this situation, world, Yeah. And then I also have Judgment. So judgment will happen, I have the Wheel of Fortune. So the wheels are turning. It will come out. And I have the Eight of Cups as well. So that is them then being able to kind of, what's the word for when you find out the closure? Thank you. Yeah, it's about being able to walk forward and have had that emotional closure to do with the situation when it's all finished out, So yeah, that's my card pull from the Shitty Tarot.
And I pulled 2 more tarot cards just to go with it because I was interested. I got the Eight of Swords again.
Wow.
Once the blinders are off, the mother. So she says somebody needs to take those blinders off, get them out that self-imposed prison, and do the right thing and come forward. And I did see, Kim, what you were sharing, but I'm going to go back up a little bit because Ange was sharing some things in the beginning. So a stalled investigation, 7 of Pentacles, that needs a fresh perspective or additional resources. Ange, I love that.
Yeah.
I can add that now as a reference for, and Ange will have to join us too now sometime for one of our
Good idea.
Just saying, I like that perspective. So thank you, Ange. And yes, to her. So Karen, go ahead and share if you pulled Sweetheart. I'm going to go because Kim was sharing in during our last question. I pulled cards, do not know anything about this case. I'm so sorry for what happened to her. I got the Street Justice card. It could be someone scared of retaliation, or this was because of retaliation. And she also got the Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Wands, and the Sun. What is done is in the dark will come to light. A change in fortune caused this. A change in fortune. You mean monetary income? You did, because you did get the 10 of Pentacles, and I was getting money a couple of times.
Absolutely.
And the wheel goes with follow the money that Heather got. Okay, I just saw that. So I think that was the other. Let me go back to whoops, where's my comments? I'm back here. So let's see. And if I were to share my cards, most of them came up in your readings. Okay, well, if there's a couple that you want to share, go ahead. And Tavia agrees with Ange. Boy, I really like what she came up with. Let me see that again. It's like perspective, a stalled investigation. Oh, I love that. I love that. Bye, Dina. Thank you for being here. And Isadora. Oh, yeah, it's okay.
We're done.
We're done, sweeties.
Yeah, Kim pulled some good cards there too as well.
Yes. And Karen says, I'm not going to share much because y'all said already. Agreed on follow the money. King of Pence reversed. I did ask what can help solve the case. This was interesting. Okay. So the King of Pentacles reversed, that father energy, but not a very good father energy.
Yeah.
So, or male, fatherly, you don't want to, could be father, could be, any male that represents, in the family. it's kind of hard not to refer to, because I mean that's what they do in regular investigations. So we're not slandering anybody or accusing. We're just
Yeah.
looking at these like, the police investigation would. When things like that, you look first at the family. Who's the closest to them, and then you work your way out. Um, and you are
Yeah,
so
Kim.
welcome, Tavia. And seven of pence could represent years in terms of a stalled investigation. Oh, I hope
Yeah,
not either.
I
Yeah,
know.
that six that you got too could be maybe 6 years. But so, Tavia, it's hard to say, but just keep us updated, because a lot of times what news media does is that there's no real such thing as journalism anymore. Someone will see what someone else posts, they'll click and copy, write it a little bit, change it, throw it onto their site. So there's little done in ways of true journalism where you hit the pavement, you go to talk to people, you call people, you interview people. A lot of it is just regurgitated information. So um you hear anything, please let us know.
Yeah,
Um, and we
that'd
are
be
at
great.
3:20. You got anything you want to share for the upcoming week? Any your dailies
Oh,
that you like to pull?
uh,
Oh,
well, yeah, my daily messages and that. And I'll have another lovely mystical musings Monday. This coming Monday, it is with Althea, so I'm looking forward to that. That'll be deep. It's I think we had mentioned raising consciousness, so yeah, things will get deep. But anyway, I'm ready for it.
wonderful. We got to read for Althea. No, it wasn't. Oh no, it wasn't Althea. It was Alexis and her daughter Zoe yesterday. But Karen shared some more information. The moon card. Someone is holding a Polaroid photo of two ghosts, the covered with sheets kind, with 10 of Pentacles. There's a hardware store on card. I believe
Ooh,
someone has something on surveillance camera. And that's what something I was thinking too, Karen, in the beginning when I had evidence still at crime scene. There may be a surveillance camera with footage on it that someone's afraid to share, or maybe holding on to it when it's safe to share. Because
Tavia
some
did mention
people,
that. Yeah,
mm-hmm,
yeah,
um, perhaps it's hard to identify. Yeah. So you just never know. Um,
yeah.
so let's see. Today is Tuesday.
Hmm.
Thursday, I'm back with Ange for another musical musing. No, well, when her and I get together, we do the music readings. Sorry, Ange, my brain is so fried right now. Well, not fried, but when you tap into this is why a lot of times readers can't read for more than an hour, hour and a half,
Yeah.
because
Mm.
it really takes a lot of
It does. It
takes a
does.
lot out of you. And so I will be back with Ange tomorrow for that. Tomorrow, Thursday night. Friday night, I'll be back with my girl Allison for our Friday night show.
Oh yeah.
And stay tuned, Karen. Kara Bear and I are getting ready for another poetry, Mystical Poet Society for February. So thank you. And Nancy, of course, and I will be back on Monday. Oh, and I got to talk to you backstage really quick about Monday. So,
Oh me, right?
everybody, and she goes, I feel tired after these two. That's why it's good to ground afterwards, get something to
Yeah.
eat. I got a nice chocolate brownie waiting for me to kind of ground
Ooh.
with a glass of milk. So, but yeah, make sure you ground, cleanse your space, however you do it, and release, let go, and give to spirit. And again, our prayers go out to Derricka herself, her spirit, and to her family and friends, and also for us to give prayers and support to those in law enforcement that are
Yeah.
trying really hard, probably, to get this case solved. Unfortunately, like we know with major cities like Chicago, LA, New York, there are so many cases like this. Detroit, that are there's just so many and not enough manpower and people afraid and not enough resources, and a lot of cases just turn cold. So just keeping everybody, in support and love and light, and hope for a positive outcome, for the highest good
Yeah.
of all. So was there anything else you wanted to add before we say goodbye?
I had a lovely candle lighting for us all.
Before we go, yes. Thank you, Kim. You have to join us
No,
sometime. We
thanks
still would like you
everyone.
to.
Yeah,
Alrighty, so everybody have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.
thanks,
Bye-bye.
peeps. Bye.
Bye.